Hello, if probably this is the first time you are hearing of white space, now listen. A lot of people who are graphic designers, probably they just started out as graphic designers and they have been wondering what makes their design to be so clunky and not the way they want. The truth is this: white space is one of the principles of graphic design that newbies really don't understand. So by the word white space, it does not mean that the color of the space is white. It's actually a part of your design. Maybe let's say for instance a flyer design. Have you ever seen a flyer design whereby the designer just made a portion of the design to be empty, and also the spacing between lines of characters, maybe line 1 and line 2, the spacing there is very obvious that there are spaces there. Do you even wonder why this graphic designer is doing all of that? The reason is because this graphic designer is trying to apply something called white space. And what is the benefit of white space? White spaces help your design have breathing space. Like how you making designs where everything is just jam-packed together, no space. When you put a toy on a shelf, the other space remaining between the toy and the top of the shelf is actually what white space is. That is the space between the toy and the other part of the shelf. You understand? So white space is something that helps your design have breathing space. It spaces out. And again, the second thing that white space does to your work is this: white spaces make your work minimalist. If you've been thinking of how to make your work look minimal and very neat, apply white space. You will thank me later. How to apply white space is not difficult. For you to apply white space, you actually need to understand the different portion, the different parts of your design. Most of the time, for instance, if you're designing a flyer, a social media flyer, you need to understand the different parts of your flyer design. For instance, a social media flyer design, usually if it's not for marketing purpose, let's assume maybe someone is hosting a class, a 3 days class. The person will give you a heading. From the brief, you get the heading, the subheading, the other details, then at the bottom the contact details. So the way you do this is that you space out each of these details, space them out, even in the description of what is entailed in this program, in the program where the brief, in the program of the brief, give it some space. Between the space of the description, the elements and everything, let there be breathing space. And also at the top, let there be a space where there is nothing there. This is how you apply spacing, white spacing in your design. And white spacing is not necessarily a white space. White space could be any color. The idea there is that let there be space for each of the elements, the text, the characters in your designs. Let there be space where they can actually breathe and look nice. Okay, so if this is your first time hearing about white space and you've been wondering how to apply white space, drop a comment under this video and I'll be glad to respond to you and give you more guidelines on how to apply white space. Thank you guys. This is Ubani. Bye for now.